Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your timeless meditation. This should serve you whenever you find it, but I am doing this in the wake of the solar eclipse, which had a fairly substantial impact on northern western hemisphere of the world, and so that energy is still quite electric and is being mirrored by the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. Thankfully, we're getting a little grounding here. I am doing personal readings, so the information for that is in the description box below. Thank you to all of you that are responding to my free reading giveaway with generous comments and donations. Greatly appreciated. I've just been outside in the yard and little bits of leaves and bugs fly into my eyes and in my mouth, so I'm covered in plant detritus. So let's get started, Gemini. After I appreciate those of you that are present here now, lending your energy to me in the best ways that you know how. It's deeply felt. Your overall energy, Gemini, is the Knight of Cups. This is describing your energy towards something that allows you to be lighter, more humorous, more playful, to use your creative imagination in a way that feels unfettered and feels very authentically from your heart, an expression of your intense and sincere desires. So this is an opening out with the season in a very powerful way that has you centered on the things that support you, that make you feel good, the things that can make you happy. That's a great way to start. In the mind, the Ten of Wands has you busy determining and sorting out your responsibilities, your obligations, your duties, your tasks. You're becoming very clear which things belong to you and which things don't. What's most important about this is not relinquishing your obligations because you are responsible to the commitments and the agreements you've made, but understanding that many of the projects you're responsible for moving forward, for progressing, are not necessarily serving you, but they do serve a community, other members, loved ones, co-workers who have assigned you the role of caretaker, of provider, of organizer, of manager. And you're rejecting this role unless it comes from a place where you understand that the goals are going to serve you. They're in alignment with who you are and what you think will not only be supportive to you, but supportive to others. So you're really releasing a lot of false obligations, a lot of unnecessary tasks and responsibilities that are simply weighing you down and physically exhausting you. In the place for the body, this reflects your entire material environment, condition, situation, and the Page of Wands is a very almost opposite energy from that you're operating with in the present, where you're assessing and evaluating your reality. Here you are in a place of wanting to grow. You're in sync with the springtime in the northern hemisphere, and you are pursuing those things that inspire you, that show you something different. You're excited, you're enthusiastic about pursuing some growth. And my sense is that you are looking at a new challenge, a new opportunity to do things differently, to learn how to do things in a new way that is inspired. And in order to do this work, you must release all these responsibilities that don't support this new opportunity for you, this desire to learn something new, a new way perhaps to carry your responsibilities or obligations. In the spirit, we have the King of Swords. This comes up for you often, Gemini. This is an area of your temperamental strength. You are one who is facile with ideas, conversations. As you look around, scout around, research ways in which you can be open to new ideas, you are open to conversations, discourse, debate, any way that new ideas are aired in a neutral fashion. You're not attached to the ideas that you're open to. What you are attached to is that they be a reflection of some truth of yours, so that you are interested in possible new directions, new responsibilities, new roles in your environment, and you're interested in where the impact that those things are going to have, who they are supporting, what truth they are communicating. And to that end, you are convening a conversation, a negotiation about the best way to move forward in a new direction. This almost shows you in a masterful consulting role where you're actually helping others to understand what the new task is and what those responsibilities will entail. If this reading is vibing with you so far, please like this video, share this with others, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is greatly appreciated. And I have the card Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Interesting, because there is an issue of energy in the between your mind and body. There is the sense that you are expending a lot of energy on tasks that don't give you a return, or don't reward you, or don't appreciate or acknowledge your effort. And in that way, you are under pressure to release these things that you no longer have energy for, in order to clear the way for a fresh start, for which you are going to need a lot of energy. And from the flora and fauna of Africa, I have pulled the chameleon, which seems to be really appropriate for you. The plant that is associated with the chameleon is the passion flower, the beautiful passion flower. And the key word is adaptation. You are a mutable sign, Gemini, so your flexibility is one of your strengths. Don't just blend in and hide. Express yourself, assert yourself, and trust your resilience. I like that. I'm going to clarify in the present the Ten of Wands with the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles. It seems as though we are globally or communally, collectively, working through the difficult experiences of failure and disappointment we've endured. Beyond surviving those experiences, we are in a place of needing to understand why they have occurred to us, what we've gained in order to improve our condition, improve our approach to goals, improve the conditions within which we operate in relationships. This is almost a leveling the playing field need to understand how we are empowered. We are not wounded. We are powerful. We are not victims. And to that end, it is very critical to your desire to master your environment, to be secure and stable in what you know, in the powers, in the understanding you have, as you are in a position of plotting out a course that includes a lot of responsibility for others. You have a plan. You don't move forward without a plan. So part of this relinquishing responsibilities is according to a plan that is intended to make room for this new beginning. This ability to build something incrementally on your own time as it is feasible and appropriate, that is going to be long lasting. This is you developing a resource that others can share. Developing, building something, creating something clearly with others. In the past, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Wands. The Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords in the past. So you have, in fact, been long looking at the general field of surrender, surrendering the expectations of others, surrendering their others' ideas and opinions about who you are and what you should do. This has been a very long process that is being highlighted by your present ability to deeply understand the things that at one time led to a sense of victimhood. And now you're in a place where you are releasing this tremendous energy, and that is in many ways leading to your willingness to sort through the responsibilities, the real life tasks that have attended all the things that you did for others, with others, or to others, so that you are, one is necessarily following the other, but attending to your holistic health. This emotional experience has been exceedingly draining. And now, as you follow up with the sorting through of the real life time and resources that you have been devoting to this, you are incredibly drained. This is a really draining period that is supporting a big change, a big transition that you're undergoing. You have learned to clear your space, to set clear boundaries with others so that you are able to devote your time and energy to the things that you do well, to the things that are your strength, to your expertise, to the things that you have mastered. And this is a form of honoring your path and your way. And this is a confirmation that, in fact, you are building something that will necessarily benefit you and your ability to express yourself clearly in alignment with your goals. But this is for the community. You are shifting the role you've played for the community, or the terms on which you have been doing that work, without the necessary recompense to yourself. So you're definitely standing up for yourself. You're definitely, quite possibly, doing that in a context that doesn't make enemies, that allows a conversation, a negotiation to occur, so that you're telling people firmly no without anger, but you're open to the information you gain in your efforts. I'm going to clarify in the future the King of Swords with the Two of Wands, and the Five of Cups. The Two of Wands is really about the sense of waiting, that you are perhaps at something that's been holding you back as you're midway through a transition with a deep desire to start afresh, to be open to not just starting fresh, but to learning a new way of proceeding, pursuing what you do, your expertise, to grow that, to amplify, to develop your skills in the area of your field or expertise. And some aspect of that has had you waiting for the others on whose behalf you do a phenomenal amount of work, or you play a pivotal role, to release their hold on you. And of course, what you are learning is that is never going to happen. You have to take back your power. You have to set firm boundaries and more assertively move into your own liberated space. And as you do that, the sense that you have been planning for the future, you've been looking anxiously at the way that you can move from a familiar setting to one that is less familiar and more challenging, more exciting, something you can get enthusiastic about. Something that inspires you is coming clear. You're getting clear that you want to move away from this familiar environment. The Five of Cups is about the work that you have been doing to understand the failures and disappointments you've undergone. Because this is an emotional and deeply, it's an unconscious to making yourself increasingly aware of your unconscious behaviors, drives, and motivations that haven't been serving you. And in order to do that, you have done some deep, very emotional work, things that, looking at things that trigger you. That process has led to a remorse. It is part of the process of surrendering and letting go, a regret, a sadness about things that didn't work out. However, that is turning into a recognition of what you have remaining. You have your strength. You know who you are better as a result of these challenges you've had to push against. And that recognition of who you more authentically are gives you a sense of gratitude as you understand these challenges, these heartbreaks were purposeful, helped you to grow, were gifts in a way that have purposely shaped your movement forward. So the future is still under consideration by you. You're moving in a direction that is away from what you have known. And you're still figuring out what that is. I'm going to clarify the future, Two of Wands with the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This is lovely. So the planning you're doing, because you are a master at making other people successful, at stabilizing their efforts, and you're now looking to turn those skills towards something that you want to create. And towards that end, you are beginning to pull together members of your team, ideas that are worthy of pursuing, looking at models that you'd like to emulate. And you're doing that all with this beautiful energy of the Knight of Cups, this opening of this heart, this discovery of new aspects of yourself, of your inspiration, of your talents, and the Queen of Cups that is making room to receive the benefits of your awareness, your understanding, your empathy, your ability to connect with others. This is all having a beautiful and positive impact on your health because the Queen of Cups is all about the self-care. The more you care for yourself, the more empowered and inspired you are to explore this new plan you're creating, to put out the feelers, to show up, to make the contacts you need to make, to talk about the possibilities that lie in your future. I'm going to clarify the Five of Cups with the King of Swords, a repeat, and the Devil card. I love it because now this is pointing me in a clear direction. These cards, these tens of transition, of rebirth, of a changing over, of a surrendering, is really pointed at some deep toxicity. And from what I can see here in this moment, there are patterns and behaviors that are the result of childhood or your family of origin, where you have been assigned the task of caretaker. You've been assigned the task of the boss. And as a result of that, You are attempting to retrain yourself by better understanding why you were given that assignment and how that assignment has shown itself throughout your life, heaping responsibility and obligations on you, even if those were not things that you wanted to pursue. You're going about this in both a very emotional and exploratory way, where you're opening up your vulnerability as the result of actually recognizing that these patterns are not things that you just decided to do. They were ways that you were conditioned to interact with groups of people, with your loved ones, with family members, in your relationships. And it's a way that has restricted you necessarily because you're obligated to the needs of all these other people, rather than being in a place where you can pursue ideas and create, as you can now, the reality that you desire. You are tapping into the idea that as you think, so shall your reality unfold. And this is the thing that you're able to negotiate with and for other people. But you're particularly looking at how you have created or how a unhealthy situation, perhaps in your work, perhaps in your relationships, and that you have the tools and the means to undo it. But this is a very long process. This is a way of stepping into your masterful passion, your obsession, in a way that is tempered with your needs at the center. I'm going to finish this reading, Gemini, with a crystal oracle and hope that this message is understandable and helpful to you, that you will comment if you feel moved to do so. And I've pulled the Iolite. Shift your money mindset. I like that. So thank you so much, Gemini, for this. I look forward to the next time. Until then, namaste.